This century's being called the Asian century because of the massive economic and strategic power shift that's going on at the moment. You know, the power shift from the West to Asia, or more specifically from the US to China. China's predicted to be overtaking the US in terms of the size of its economy within about 20 years, maybe faster. And so the real question is China going to keep accepting the US as the dominant player in the region? Because if they're not, it means that all of a sudden there is going to be this competitive rivalry in the region that we haven't seen in the region for a really long time. And the worst case scenario is that Australia's caught in the middle. Do we support China, which is not only our biggest trading partner, they're our biggest customer now, they buy most of our exports, or do we support the United States? You know, whose side do we go on, and what does that mean for us? You know, we've had great economic growth because there has been peace in the region. Conflict doesn't really get anyone anywhere. It's just going to take cool heads, good diplomacy, and I think a lot of those people-to-people links, those are the links that give texture and depth and nuance to relationships between countries. We have a fantastic relationship with the US, but we have a very close relationship with China, you know, as well. China relies on us for their mineral resources. We've got a great bilateral relationship. So because of who we are, our people come from all different parts of the world. I think we have an ability to understand Asia better than most because we're here, you know, because we are part of Asia and Asia is part of us. And if we can do that better than most, then the question is, can we help some of the other powers that be around the world, such as the United States, such as Europe, understand Asia a little bit more from a liberal Western perspective? And if we can do that well, then maybe we can help, you know, pave the way towards more engagement and cooperation, rather than this competitive rivalry, which will really be very damaging. You know, about 10, 15 years ago, there was this whole debate in Australia, are we an Asian country? It's not a case of whether we're an Asian country, you know, we're Australia, we are our own country. Being Australian has got nothing to do with your cultural heritage or what you look like or what languages you speak or your religion or anything like that. It's got to do with what you contribute to the country, so that everyone can belong. And I think that's really important, because if we want to belong in Asia, then we've got to be comfortable that Asia can belong within us. Australians in Australia is really well liked in China. We're seen as a super friendly place. Our relationship is good and strong. It's on firm foundations, but I think it needs to be nurtured, and I think it could be more strategic. China needs resources and energy and minerals, food. What does Australia need? You know, we're a big country without a big population. We can't necessarily afford the huge infrastructure, the transport infrastructure. You know, is there a way that we can take advantage of Chinese investment to help build these things in an economic way?